All right, guys. I also, speaking of nuance, we should also speak about what's happening with the Tate brothers. This has been insane. And I know people hate to see me coming because I will take the time to read through a lawsuit, even if it's in a foreign language, whether it's happening in France. Like, I will say something and people will think it sounds completely insane at the time, and then I get proven right. Happened with the Becoming Brigitte series a year ago. Oh, she's crazy. She's spiraling. Now people are addicted to the series and they just want more. And they can't believe that there was something there. And I got completely lambasted by the left and the right when I came out and I said I reviewed the Tate brothers case in Romania. Now, they were being held on house arrest. First, they were in a prison cell for months and they had no charges against them. Then they were put on house arrest for about 2 years. And finally, I just said, I'm going to actually read through this entire case because everyone's telling me, Candace, you're crazy. Like, they're so guilty. And, you know, they're guilty of human sex trafficking. Obviously, even hearing that. And then they were sending me all of these videos of Andrew Tate looking like he was 10 years younger, talking about how he has a webcam service and he takes advantage of women. And I thought, okay, let me actually take a look at this because maybe there was something that I'm missing. And when I read the case, I came out and I said, they're not going to be convicted on this. There's nothing in this case. It has nothing to do with Andrew 10 years ago, 5 years ago, things he said on the internet, things that he tweeted. The case that I am looking at is going to fall apart. Well, guess what? The case fell apart, okay? And it's kind of crazy because it was this sort of extrajudicial measures that were taken by a government. And it should scare you, irrespective of whether you agree. And everybody knows I'm Catholic. My perspectives on pornography are very clear. Even if you agree and you have every right to say that you don't like if they ran a webcam business, because you shouldn't, because pornography is bad. And I think that it fundamentally weakens men. And by the way, if we're going to speak about getting rid of pornography, the very last people we should be worrying about is Andrew and Tristan Tate. Okay, let's talk about Pornhub. Like, really, guys, if we're going to go for it, let's talk about Pornhub. And so I just had the nuance and I read the case and everyone condemned me. How could you defend them? I'm just reading the facts and they're not going to be convicted. Well, guess what? That happened. Okay. The case ended up being thrown out in Romania. They said there's no evidence here. It's exactly what I was saying. There's not enough evidence here to bring charges against them. And the prosecutors essentially were going to have to rebuild an entire case to try to charge them, at which case it looks like the Trump administration intervened because they are American citizens and they were just brought back to America. They are now on American soil. They landed this morning. And for some reason, people are angry about that because they don't like who Andrew and Tristan Tate are. They do not like their online personas. They don't like the way that they speak to women. And so they're happy to have these men be wrongfully convicted for something that they didn't do. I cannot understand this logic.